Let's talk about something real, not polite, filtered, not sugar-coated, because beneath every smile, I'm fine, beneath every graceful silence, there are unspoken desires. And no, dirty doesn't mean vulgar. It means raw, unfiltered, emotionally intense, honest in a way most people are afraid to be. So today, we uncover 7 truths most women will never say out loud, but deeply wish men understood. When we talk about control, most people misunderstand the word. It is not about dominance, not about power over someone, not about forcing your will. It is about emotional leadership, steadiness, and self-mastery. Deep inside, many women secretly desire a man who can control his emotions, his reactions, his impulses, and his direction in life. Life is unpredictable. Stress happens. Arguments happen. Mood swings happen. There are days when emotions rise like storms. In those moments, what creates attraction is not aggression, not shouting, not withdrawal. It is calm strength. It is the ability to stay grounded when tension fills the room. When she is overwhelmed, she does not need another person panicking. She needs stability. She needs someone who can hold emotional space without collapsing. A man who reacts emotionally, who gets defensive quickly, who loses his temper under pressure, slowly weakens the feeling of safety. But a man who listens, who pauses before responding, who speaks with control instead of chaos, creates a powerful sense of security. And here is something many men miss. Sometimes she will test you, not consciously, not maliciously, but emotionally. She may question you. She may disagree strongly. She may even push certain boundaries. This is not always about conflict. Often it is about reassurance. She wants to see if you are solid. She wants to know if your confidence is real or fragile. Emotional control means you do not crumble when challenged. It means you do not become passive to avoid tension. It means you stand firm without becoming aggressive. That balance is rare, and rarity creates attraction. Women are deeply intuitive. They feel your energy before they believe your words. If your energy is unstable, anxious, insecure, overly reactive, she feels it instantly. But when your energy is calm, circus, and composes, she relaxes. And when she relaxes, she opens up. Taking emotional control also means managing jealousy, insecurity, and ego. If every small thing threatens you, if every disagreement feels like disrespect, then you are operating from fear. Fear pushes people away. Confidence draws them closer. There is something incredibly attractive about a man who can say, I understand, instead of escalating, about a man who can walk away from unnecessary drama, about a man who knows when to speak and when to stay silent. That restraint signals strength. Emotional leadership is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is quiet power. It is knowing who you are and not needing constant validation. It is having direction in life and not being easily shaken. When she sees that you are steady in your goals, disciplined in your habits, clear in your values, she feels anchored. A woman does not want to feel like she must carry the emotional weight of the relationship. She wants to feel supported by someone who can handle pressure. Control also means emotional regulation during intimacy. Not rushing, not being careless, being attentive, being aware of her responses, her body language, her emotional signals. That awareness is a form of control, a mature control that deepens connection rather than overpowering it. And here is the deeper truth. When a woman feels that you are emotionally in control, she feels safe enough to express her full emotional range. She can be playful, passionate, vulnerable, intense, even dramatic at times, because she trusts that you will not overact or withdraw. Emotional control creates polarity. It creates balance. It creates attraction that goes beyond surface level chemistry. It is not about being cold. It is not about suppressing emotions. It is about mastering them, feeling deeply, but choosing wisely how to respond. When you control yourself, you do not need to control anyone else. And that quiet self-mastery is one of the most powerful forces in human attraction. That is what she secretly wants. Not a controller, not a dictator, but a man who leads himself so well that she naturally feels safe following his emotional strength. Love is beautiful. Love is comforting. Love feels safe. But desire is electric. Desire is alive. Desire is what makes her heart beat a little faster when you walk into the room. Many men believe that once love is established, desire will automatically stay. But that is not how attraction works. Love creates attachment. Desire creates excitement. And deep down, many women secretly want both. She does not only want to hear, I care about you. She wants to feel, I want you. There's a powerful difference between the two. Care is gentle. Want is intense. Care is soft. Want is magnetic. When a woman feels desired, her energy shifts. She stands taller. She smiles differently. She becomes more playful, more open, more radiant, because desire confirms something very important to her, that she is still seen, still attractive, still chosen with intention. Over time, relationships can become routine. Conversations become practical. Touch becomes predictable. Compliments become rare. And without realizing it, the spark begins to fade, not because love disappeared, but because desire stopped being expressed. She secretly wants you to initiate, not always waiting for her signal, not always playing safe, but stepping forward with confident intention, holding her waist a little firmer, looking in her eyes a little longer, saying what you feel without hesitation. Desire is not about being vulgar. It is not about disrespect. It is about presence, intensity, and focused attention. When you look at her like she is the only woman in the room, that energy communicates more than 1,000 words ever could. Compliments matter, but not generic ones, not routine ones, specific ones. Tell her you love the way she thinks. Tell her the way she carries herself is powerful. Tell her her laugh changes your mood instantly. Tell her she looks stunning when she least expects it. Specific admiration feels real, and real admiration fuels desire. Another truth many overlook is that desire must be expressed physically and emotionally. Gentle touches, unexpected hugs, a kiss on her forehead when she is distracted, a whisper when no one else is listening. These small actions create emotional electricity. Desire also means choosing her actively, not passively, not acting like she is lucky to have you, but showing that you feel lucky to have her too. Pride in being with her, confidence in introducing her, comfort in claiming the connection. Women are highly sensitive to shifts in energy. If your desire fades, she feels it quickly. Even if you say nothing, even if you pretend everything is fine, energy does not lie. And when she feels unwanted, even slightly, insecurity begins to grow. But when she feels deeply desired, she becomes more secure, more affectionate, more invested. Desire must be consistent, not overwhelming, not obsessive, but steady, like a slow, burning flame that never fully goes out. It is also important to understand that desire is connected to how you see yourself. A man who lacks confidence struggles to express desire boldly. But a man who feels secure within himself can communicate attraction without fear of rejection. Confidence makes desire attractive. Desperation makes it uncomfortable. There is a certain look, a certain tone of voice, a certain way of standing close that communicates longing without words. And she notices it. She always notices it. When she feels both loved and desired, something powerful happens. She does not just stay because it is comfortable. She stays because it feels alive. She wants to be your peace, yes, but she also wants to be your passion. She wants to know that even after time passes, even after arguments, even after ordinary days, you still look at her and feel something strong. Not obligation, not habit, but genuine want. That is the secret. Love builds the foundation. Desire keeps the fire burning. And when a woman feels deeply desired, she does not need to ask for reassurance. She feels it in your energy, in your touch, in your eyes. That silent intensity, that confident craving, that intentional attraction, that is what she secretly secretly longs for, even if she never says it out loud. Agreement feels peaceful, but too much agreement feels empty. Many men believe that constantly saying highs, avoiding disagreement, and keeping everything smooth will make a woman happy. In reality, endless agreement slowly kills attraction. Deep inside, many women secretly want a man who challenges them, stimulates them, and stands firm in his own identity. Challenge does not mean conflict. It does not mean ego battles. It does not mean trying to dominate. It means having your own mind, your own standards, your own boundaries, and not being afraid to express them respectfully. When you always agree, when you constantly adjust your opinions to match hers, when you avoid saying what you truly think just to keep things calm, she feels it. She senses the lack of backbone. And without realizing it, her attraction begins to fade. A woman is naturally drawn to strength, not loud strength, not aggressive strength, but grounded strength. The kind of strength that allows you to say, I see it differently, without anger. The kind of strength that lets you hold eye contact during disagreement without raising your voice. Intellectual tension creates excitement. Playful debates create chemistry. When you challenge her ideas thoughtfully, you show that you are engaged, aware, and confident. You are not intimidated by her intelligence. You are not threatened by her opinions. You welcome them. And here is something powerful. When you challenge her respectfully, you communicate value. You show that your thoughts matter too, that you are not there just to please, but to contribute. That dynamic creates balance. Many women are strong, independent, and capable in the outside world. They make decisions, they handle responsibilities, they lead in many areas of life. But in relationships, they often desire a partner who can match or even exceed their mental strength. She does not want to feel like the only one thinking deeply. She does not want to feel like she must guide every decision. She wants a partner who brings perspective, insight, and clarity. Challenge also means holding standards. If something bothers you, speak about it calmly. If something crosses your boundary, address it confidently. Silence out of fear does not build respect. Honest communication does. There is a subtle difference between being difficult and being strong. Being difficult is reactive, emotional, defensive. Being strong is calm, direct, and steady. Women can feel that difference immediately. When you stand by your values without attacking hers, you create mutual respect. And respect is one of the strongest foundations of attraction. Another important layer of challenge is growth. Encourage her, push her gently toward her goals. Remind her of her potential when she doubts herself. Do not just comfort her fears. Inspire her courage. Say, you can do better than that. Say, I believe you're capable of more. Say, don't settle. Those words, when spoken with belief, create empowerment. A man who challenges a woman to grow becomes unforgettable because growth creates emotional depth. It is easy to find someone who agrees. It is rare to find someone who expands your mind. Challenge also prevents boredom. When conversations are stimulating, when ideas are explored, when perspectives are exchanged, connection deepens. Emotional attraction thrives in mental stimulation. Without challenge, relationships become predictable. Predictability becomes routine. Routine becomes dull. And dullness weakens desire. But when there is respectful tension, when there is playful disagreement, when there is curiosity instead of compliance, energy stays alive. And perhaps most importantly, when you challenge her, you show that you are not afraid to lose her by being yourself. That quiet confidence is powerful. It says, this is who I am, and I stand by it, but that level of self-assurance builds trust because she knows you are real. At the deepest level, she does not want a reflection of herself. She wants a compliment to herself. Someone who thinks differently, someone who sees what she misses, someone who questions her gently, someone who holds ground without hostility. When a woman feels mentally stimulated, emotionally respected, and intellectually engaged, attraction becomes multidimensional. It becomes deeper than physical. stronger than surface chemistry. And that kind of connection does not fade easily. So challenge her not to win, not to control, but to grow together, because when two strong minds meet with respect, something powerful is created. And that quiet strength is exactly what she secretly wants. Surface level conversations feel safe, but they rarely create intimacy. How was your day? Did you eat? What are you doing? These questions are normal, but they do not build emotional closeness. Deep inside, many women secretly long for something more meaningful. They want emotional depth. Emotional depth is not about being dramatic. It is not about constant heavy talks. It is about honesty, openness, and the courage to reveal what is beneath the surface. A woman may laugh with you, joke with you, and enjoy light moments. But the moment she realizes you are capable of going deeper, something shifts. She feels more connected, more understood, more drawn toward you. Depth begins when you talk about dreams, fears, childhood experiences, ambitions, disappointments, lessons learned from failure. When you speak about what shaped you, what motivates you, what scares you, you create emotional transparency. And transparency builds trust. Many men are taught to hide vulnerability, to stay strong at all times, to avoid expressing uncertainty or fear. But emotional maturity is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to express it with control and clarity. When you say, this is something I struggled with, or this is why I am working on improving, you are not showing weakness. You are showing self-awareness. Women are deeply intuitive. They can sense when someone is emotionally unavailable. When you avoid depth, avoid serious conversations, or change topics when emotions arise, she feels the wall, and walls create distance. Emotional depth also means listening, not just hearing, listening with intention, paying attention to what she says and what she does not say, not interrupting, not trying to immediately fix everything. Sometimes she does not want solutions. She wants understanding. When she shares something vulnerable and you respond with empathy instead of judgment, she opens more. When she feels emotionally safe, she reveals parts of herself she does not show easily. And that is where real connection is born. Depth is created in quiet moments too. Long conversations at night, honest discussions about life goals, talking about what love means to you, speaking about values, about family, about purpose. When conversations move beyond daily routines and enter emotional territory, attraction deepens. There is also strength in controlled vulnerability. Oversharing without stability can feel overwhelming, but sharing thoughtfully while remaining grounded creates balance. It shows that you are emotionally aware, not emotionally chaotic. Women often carry emotional layers, responsibilities, expectations, pressures. When she meets a man who can hold space for real conversations without feeling uncomfortable, she relaxes. She wants to know your mind. She wants to understand how you think. She wants to know what drives you when no one is watching. Surface level interaction keeps relationships casual. Depth makes them meaningful. Another powerful element of emotional depth is consistency. Do not open up once and then shut down for weeks. Emotional connection grows through steady communication, through regular, honest sharing. It is also about asking deeper questions. What inspires you? What is something you have never told many people? What does happiness look like to you? These questions invite connection. When she feels that you are genuinely interested in her inner world, not just her appearance, not just her role, she feels valued. Emotional depth creates emotional exclusivity. When you share parts of yourself that you do not share with everyone, it strengthens the bond. It creates intimacy that goes beyond physical closeness. Attraction built only on looks fades. Attraction built on emotional understanding grows stronger over time. She wants laughter, yes. She wants fun, yes. But she also wants meaning. She wants to feel that when she speaks, you truly hear her, that when you open up, it is real. that when silence falls between you, it feels comfortable, not awkward. Real connection happens when two people feel safe enough to remove their masks. And when a woman experiences that level of emotional depth, she does not just feel attracted, she feels bonded. That is the difference. Surface talk passes time. Depth creates attachment. Honesty builds intimacy. Vulnerability builds trust. And deep down, that meaningful emotional connection is what she secretly craves, even if she never directly asks for it. When you truly understand these hidden desires, you stop seeing relationships as confusing games and start seeing them as emotional dynamics. Nothing here is about manipulation. Nothing here is about control over someone else. It is about awareness, maturity, and self-mastery. She wants emotional leadership, not dominance. She wants desire, not just comfort. She wants challenge, not blind agreement. She wants depth, not surface conversation. When you develop emotional control, you create safety. When you express genuine desire, you create attraction. When you challenge respectfully, you create respect. When you open up with depth, you create intimacy. These are not tricks. They are traits, and traits can be built. The real transformation does not begin with trying to change her. It begins with refining yourself, strengthening your emotional stability, building your confidence, clarifying your values, learning to communicate with intention instead of impulse. Because when a man becomes grounded, self-aware, and purposeful, his presence alone shifts the energy of the relationship. At the deepest level, women are not searching for perfection. They are searching for security, passion, growth, and connection. They want to feel safe enough to be soft, inspired enough to grow, and desired enough to feel alive. When you embody strength without ego, vulnerability without weakness, desire without desperation, and challenge without disrespect, you create a powerful emotional balance. And that balance is rare. When you understand the unspoken, you move differently, you respond differently, you connect differently. And once you master that, relationships stop feeling complicated and start feeling intentional.